Hello and welcome to the Philippines. How to get a marriage visa 13A in the Philippines. I know many of you are hoping to get married to a Filipino in the future. Many of you have already married, but you haven't taken advantage of the marriage visa. That 13A has a number of different advantages. I'm going to go over some of the details about how to get one, how to apply for one, what it will cost. Also have a bonus for those of you who stick through and watch the video. As we get a little later in the video, I've got a bonus that I think many of you will find entertaining and educational. And it concerns how not to lose everything in the Philippines or any other country for that matter. A couple pieces of advice before I get into the details is make sure you have enough time here in the Philippines to apply for that visa. I know many people come in and they get married. They're here a couple weeks. Maybe they've got vacation. They think they're going to get married, get their visa and everything within a couple of weeks. And this the Philippines. Filipino time could take longer than that. So try to allow. I can't tell you how much time, a month or longer than that. I know many of you go back to your home country and work and then return and whatever the case may be, your circumstances, and have more copies, have more documentation, more copies than what you're required to have, just in case there's a problem with one of your applications. Almost everything has to be certified, notarized, all that type of thing. So just do more than what you're required to be on the safe side, and don't be an angry foreigner. Patience can have limits, but smile, be patient. If you get angry, you're just going to damage the possibilities of getting your this visa or any other visa. All right, here's the BI form CGAF-001 revision 2. Consolidated General Application Form for Immigrant Visa. And this came up off of the 13A Marriage Visa site. So pretty self-explanatory. Present immigration status, is it conversion, amendment, inclusion, type of visa application, 13A in this case. Method, if you're doing it personally or if you're using an authorized representative. Accreditation number, BI, name of authorized representative if you're using, there again, an agency representative. Applicant's travel information, passport number, expiry date, place of issuance, date of last arrival here, flight number, and last day of authorized stay here, and then applicant's personal information. And you want to do all this in capital letters in English, very important. If you have accents, if you use accent marks in your language, don't use them. All those extra marks will cause confusion. So English, always in capital letters only. Last name, first name given, middle name, other names or aliases, date of birth, and use the day, like 05, and then the month you would use the 3-letter abbreviation, not numbers, and then the full year. Gender and country of birth. Civil status, you can check those. Citizenship, what country, your height in centimeters, weight in kilograms. Good to know if you don't know them at this point in time. Profession, contact numbers, landline, mobile, residential address. What I've found, all my addresses were much longer than what these spaces allow in several cases. So you kind of have to try to figure out how you're going to fit it in there, or just leave certain things that you don't think are important out, I guess. The name of your spouse, name of children, dates of birth, and then if you have an ACR card, information down here. Also has information over here, your residential address abroad. Not of abroad, abroad. And here we have some information about conversion to the non-quota immigrant visa by marriage, probationary. I cut that word off just a little bit there. Your 13A visa. And if you're married a foreign national on the basis of his valid marriage to a Philippine citizen. And I'm going to have a bit of a bonus at the end of this video, a little bit about that as well. And you can do it at many of the BI main office or other immigration offices, and you can click there to see, and do that real quickly. It's actually, they show a list there, and you can download a list, I believe, too. But many of the immigration offices across the Philippines are capable of handling that. And back over here, the checklist with complete documentary requirements, the application form, additional information on applicants' children, how to apply, secure the CGAF from either at the Public Information and Assistance Unit, at the BIGF main office, or from official BI website. Submit the documents for pre-screening to the Central Receiving Unit, CRU, or to the frontline officer or staff of immigration offices able to process this transaction. Get the order of payment slip, OPS. Pay the required fees. Submit copy of official receipt. Attend hearing. Please refer to the official receipt for the schedule and venue of the hearing and image and fingerprint capturing. Proceed to image and fingerprint capturing counter of the Alien Registration Division. And submit requirements for ACR I-card application. Check website if visa application is already approved. If approved, submit passport for visa implementation. If ACR I-card is approved, claim your ACR I-card. Now, when I first came here in 2015, and I've made 3 trips here over a number of years. First time I applied for the ACR card, I received it from Manila. They're processed in Manila at the present time still, I believe. I received it. They tell you, come back in 30 days. I came back in 30 days and they had my card. They are good for 1 year. ACR stands for Alien Certificate of Registration. And the second time I went back to renew it, came back in a month. They said, come back in 2 weeks. I came back in 2 weeks. They said, come back in 2 weeks. I waited about a month. And they may have told me come back in a month. I'm not sure. It's taking quite a long time for some reason anyway. And here are the fees updated. How much does it cost? The principal, which would be you, $8,620. Fees are updated as of 2014. May change without prior notice. Very important. Could go up. I would not be surprised if visa fees go up partly because of the present crisis and the government wanting to collect more in fees and taxes. Now here's what happens. I had done that already. If you hit application fee, comes up as a PDF file, and I will open that up and start. I use LibreOffice presently to show you what's happening here. Come on, come on. Let's go, let's go. I just uploaded this, so it shouldn't take too long. And then what you get is the form, and you should be able to print that out. You should be able to save it to your computer and put it on a flash drive. If you don't have a printer, take it to somebody who can print it out. And you can come over here, what I did, and enlarge it and go through that as well. And let me get out of that there. Get out of that. Same thing here. Checklist will come up as a PDF file, and you can open that, start, finish, and wait just a second or so, and give you a list of requirements for filling out the various visas, and you want to do that marriage certificate. You'll have to show your marriage certificate. You're going to have to prove that you're married, obviously, and if you're married in the Philippines, it's one way. You need to provide your marriage certificate, authenticated, certified, and if you're married outside the country, you would have to register that marriage, I think, in the Philippine embassy of the country that you got married in, and you would also have to, I believe the Department of Foreign Affairs would get involved at some point in time, depending upon those circumstances. 13A is available to people of, I think, over 80 of the nations of the world, because they have some kind of reciprocal agreement, I believe. You can find that list on their site as well. You would need copies of birth certificates, I think, a police clearance from your nation. I think you need, if you're divorced, you would need some divorce certificate. There again, you need everything notarized and authorized, authorized, stamped. I think you need a medical from a doctor, probably from the Philippines, and as well as might include X-ray and other types of things. Try not to miss out anything. Anyway, there's a list of things that you need here, and joint letter request addressed to the commissioner from the applicant and the petitioning Filipino spouse, a duly accomplished, filled out form, the marriage certificate, marriage contract, birth certificate for both of you, true copy of the BI, Bureau of Immigration, issued identification certificate as Filipino citizen, so she or he has to prove that she is a Filipino citizen. Photocopy of passport bio page with latest admission with valid authorized stay. Valid NBI, it's like the FBI, clearance. And if the application is filed 6 months or more after the date of arrival, BI, Bureau of Immigration clearance certificate, original or certified true copy of Bureau of Quarantine medical clearance, and a checklist also for each dependent. You can read through that if you would like. And there's a list of general instructions as well. Write legibly, makes sense. And do not leave any item blank. Put an NA if there's a blank as not applicable. Your answers must be in English, and all entries must be in capital letters. Very, very interesting. Very important. Fill out the form with 2 original copies. The first copy shall be submitted together with all the documents pertaining to this application. Second copy is intended for application of the alien certificate of registration identity card to be submitted in a separate folder. And you know, if you do all these properly, things go much easier than if you just hand people a bunch of papers and let them try to figure it out. All documents required for submission must be compiled with arranged in the order as listed in the checklist of the documentary requirements. The CDR compiled in a legal size 8.5 by 14 folder. I brought all my stuff in the first time I went to extend my visa. I brought up the proper folder and all those types of things. All sworn statements, affidavits must be in original, duly notarized, civil registry issued in the Philippines. Birth certificate, marriage certificate, death certificate must be original, issued by the Philippine Statistical Authority, the PSA. And if you're in the Philippines very long, you'll find out that they use a lot of initials instead of the names. All foreign documents must be original and authenticated by the Philippine Foreign Service Post, which has jurisdiction over the place of issuance. And if the application is filed by representative, attach a photocopy of the Bureau of Immigration Accreditation Identification, and then the special power of attorney. Original valid passport must be submitted. Central receiving personnel. The applicant or petitioner must always bring his or her original passport and valid ID. So anyway, have what I suggest, have more than what you are required to have, just in case. Just in case they question one of your documents. Now for the bonus, and you will find this very, very entertaining. And anyway, I came across a website. In fact, a Filipino friend showed me this website, and Rafi Tolfo in action. And I will put a link at the end of this video, and probably in the description as well. And this is most of his videos are about issues between Filipinos, but occasionally he has issues like this guy from Texas, I believe, was working in the Middle East, and he was taken for many, many millions of pesos, hundreds of thousands of dollars by a Filipina here in the Philippines, and looking at property, at businesses, a number of different things. Kept sending checks, sending money. Had looked at the property, was eagerly wanting to buy up more property, and end up with nothing out of the deal. So anyway, in fact, these people even get involved in the legal, in suing and making charges against Filipinos. From other Filipinos as well as foreigners who apparently get taken in different schemes. So anyway, I'll put a link to that. Very entertaining, educational in a very good way. Thanks for watching. Good luck to all of you who are married, going to get married, have relationships, whatever. And stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time.